This video is not sponsored by Dirty Zero. But listen, it's an amazing drink and I highly recommend. Anyway, hi, how are you? I've got a hypothesis. Because here's the deal. My friend Rachel recently asked me, what is the best React conference you've ever been to? And I was like, dang, Rachel, it's a question and a half. And I spent some time thinking about what is the best. And it's hard. It's hard to choose the best. You know why? Because there's so many amazing React conferences. How can you pick one apart? And so I have no real criteria, right? So I'm just thinking, what do I tell Rachel? And what came to me was a conference that has been stuck in my mind. Like people just say best React conference, my mind goes there. Um, and that conference is React India. My hypothesis is that React India might be the best React conference in the world. So what I want to do is I want to tell you 3 reasons why I think that, and then hear from you. These 3 reasons I'm calling the 3 Ps of why I think React India might be the best conference on earth, best React conference on earth, that is. So what I want to do is tell you these 3 Ps, and then get your input, and together we can figure it out, okay? Let's get into it. P number 1 is the people. Y'all, listen. Ooh, the attendees, the speakers, the people involved in this conference. Unbelievable. I won't speak about the speakers because speakers, like I'm a speaker, often get glamorized too much, but the people, the attendees, listen, I have technical conversations at a number of conferences that I go to. I'm often doing the DevRel thing, flying here, flying there. Um, Lots of technical conversations, lots of other conversations. Some of the best conversations on earth I've had in React India. These people, the mind, they are so technically brilliant, and we've had deep in the details, in the ones and zeros, conversations about optimizations, about performance when electricity is not available, about all these things. The minds are incredible, and I started to think, why is that? Why is it that I experience such brilliant intellectual, technical talent here in India? And the answer bothered me, but also explained it. And this is the best answer I could come up with. The answer is this: Indian people in India have to work at least twice as hard as the rest of us to have half a chance in the industry. That bothers me because it is unequal AF, but it does explain it. Think about it. So I've met a lot of people across the world doing the work I do, speaking at conferences, meeting people, etc. And I've heard often many stories of people who will, like in privileged countries like the US, like Canada, like Australia, etc., that will go do a boot camp and then within a year get a job earning like $70,000 a year minimum. Meanwhile, in India, that just doesn't happen. Like you go to university, you don't really learn much. You try, you get into open source, um, it's very imbalanced. And as a result, I see, listen, especially if you're in India watching this, I see your hard work in learning, in growing, in practicing, and the technical excellence and brilliance I've seen from the people at this conference, I've not seen anywhere else. But it's not just the technical brilliance, y'all. These people are socially, and really on every way, just gold. I think of this because of the organizers. React India is organized by a couple, Manjula Dubey and Sahil Mapsekar, and they live in Berlin, where I live, and they both have full-time jobs. I think that's how they're able to like stay here with a visa. Sahil works at N26, a bank, and last I remember, Manjula works at Vanguard, and they have full-time jobs, but they organize this with whatever free time they have. The conference fails to reach its sponsorship goal. They are often very underfunded, either with companies saying, "Oh, India, no, it's not worth it," or companies agreeing to sponsor and then pulling out at the last minute. They are often underfunded and will then spend their own like personal money to make this happen. And again, I'm trying to explain this. I'm like, why would they do that? It's clearly not for the profit because they don't make any. It's not for the hype because I bet good money that you didn't know who they were until I just named them. It's for the community. It's for the community. It's to foster and develop a healthy, beautiful, flourishing React ecosystem where people can develop their skills, get jobs, have lives, etc. That's incredible. The people are the first P, and I can confidently tell you that it is one of the biggest factors in what makes a great conference great. Okay, number two, um, is the second P is the hotel where we all stayed, speakers, attendees, everybody. Planet Hollywood. It's nuts. It's this resort on the edge of India in Goa, right by the water, and it's very fancy, absolutely. But above and beyond that, it's conducive to amazing, open-minded conversations where you can talk to great people and learn things from and about them, while enjoying a little bit of luxury. If I'm not mistaken, the hotel is included in the conference ticket and is very, very subsidized. If I'm not mistaken, if I am, I apologize. Um, and so it's a great setting for innovation, creativity, and networking. And also, if you're lucky, you will see like Bollywood royalty walking around. And the best part is this hotel has like doggos like running around to just help you. It's all of it comes together to enhance the experience. And what's even better is the talks and everything are at the same hotel. So there's no commuting. It's just everything is you're like in a retreat, for a couple of days. Really great. The third P is the program, and that is last but definitely not least. It's the program because like it's the program is scheduled. The schedule is put together extremely well. This conference does an amazing job of balancing international speakers, hybrid speakers, and local speakers. What I mean by that is like, you had international speakers like Kent C. Dodds last time. You had hybrid. I consider myself a hybrid speaker. Like I am Indian, but I don't live there. So there was me. There was I think Sunil Pai the first year, and then there's just local people doing amazing work. And so Kent Dodds did an amazing talk about PESPA. I did my talk about whatever. And I remember again going back to the first point, the P. From the program, I remember talking to amazing speakers. Ankit, who was the MC, is an engineering manager at Disney Plus, and like he's one of the most emotionally intelligent people I know, but also technically brilliant. And it was amazing listening to how he leads his team. And second, I remember, man, Saurav Verma. Oh my gosh, this guy works at Tata 1MG. Um, the innovation coming out of Saurav's team. I mean, one of his team members did a talk, and these people, like, the things you know and love about Next.js, things like the image component, things like the font optimizations, all of that. Yeah, his team at 1MG invented all of this way before Next.js did. I mean, it's a closed source product, but they're like, no, 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 we've been doing that. In fact, there's many ways their closed source thing, I'm told, I haven't seen it because it's NDAs and all, is performs better than Next.js, and he backed it up with numbers and graphs. And believe me, it's copacetic. I've seen the data, and it's ridiculous that you have all of these talks in this place with these people. These three things combine to make this what I think might be the best React conference on earth. But what do you think? I'm curious. Have you been to a React conference? I've heard great things about like React Alicante. I've never been there, but maybe I should go. Again, this is not comparing and pitting one against the other and being divisive. This is just what comes to mind when people say best React conference for these reasons. I'm curious. What are your thoughts? Leave a comment or at me on Twitter. But for now, that's been it. Thanks for watching. Catch you soon in the next one. Peace.